Sport Fishing on the Fly is brought to you by Togens Fly Shop, Maui Jim Sunglasses, and Hardy Rods and Reels.
Hey folks, welcome back to On the Bench. Today I'm going to tie for you my micro Damsel leech. It's a really great pattern to use in the spring when the trout are keying in on the baby damsels. So make sure you have these materials handy before you tie the fly. For hook, I'm using a Togens curved nymph hook, size 18. It's their 2X. For bead, I'm using a Tice brass bead by Pro Tire. It's kind of an orange color. You can use whatever color bead you want. Gold would be fine, or even copper or silver. For the body and thread, I'm using Semperfli Micro Glint, and this is in medium olive. And then for the tail and the wing, I'm using olive rabbit. You could use olive rabbit strip. I've got the mask as well. So just go ahead and start your micro glint right behind the bead. And I'm just going to run it back to where the barb would be that I crimped. And then next, you can take your rabbit strip. So you can use like whatever rabbit you have around, olive or brown even, because there's brown damsels. I've got, rabbit strips. I've even got an olive hare's mask, which makes really nice coloration. And then we've got these rabbit strips as well with the tips, the black tips. So I'm going to use this one for now. And just pull a piece off the hide. And I'm just going to hold it by the tips, and I'm going to pull out as much under fur with my other hand as I can get out of there. And that's to try and minimize that bump that I'm going to get. Regardless. And I like to moisten it just slightly as well at the end. I want to measure it about the length of the body, maybe just a little bit longer than that. Just so it wiggles really nice. Now I'm just holding it towards myself, and I'm going to take a loose loop with that micro glint, and it goes right on top, and then I'm just going to pull it and then just go over top of it. Now I do want to run my thread, because it is such a long tail, underneath it a couple of times. There. And then go over top of it. Trying to keep as much rabbit out of the body as possible. It's just everywhere. And then just take the micro glint and you can just build a nice even body with it. I have a mayfly in this color, and it works really well as well. If your thread becomes uncorded into two pieces like that, just give it a clockwise spin. It'll cord back up again. It's just such a great color in the water. It does its job. It glints really well. And then as I get behind the bead here, I'm just going to build this up slightly, which will make the next part easier. Next, just take your rabbit again, and I'm just going to pull off another piece. And this one I just want less than the tail, and also shorter. I don't really like how that one came off the hide. I'm just going to pull another one off. And then once again, clean out the under fur. And then to measure it, I just want to measure it just so it just goes beyond that hook point. I'm going to pull a couple of the longer ones out. And then snip the end. Also helps just to moisten it again. Make sure that's still a bit too long. And once again, I'm holding it kind of towards myself and bringing a loose loop over top and then trapping it. Just like that. And then whip finish. This micro glint's nice and strong too. And you can go ahead and snip that away. Give it a little drop of crazy glue or resin if you want. And that's it, my micro damsel leech. One of the biggest fish I ever caught when I first started fly fishing was up at Roche Lake. And it was on a pattern pretty similar to this in the springtime May long weekend. Thanks for joining me on this edition of On the Bench. Take care, everyone. Conserve the waters and tight lines.